Here's Marvel Legends Astonishing Cyclops. We finally have an update of this figure and it's looking really good. There's the artwork at the side of the box as usual, and on the other side, a picture of the BAF and the names of the figures that come with each of the parts. For this recent windowless packaging, I guess they decided that those one-sentence bios are kind of useless and nobody reads them. So they just show the accessories that the figure comes with. Let's get the figure out. Here's the figure out of the packaging. The figure comes with a pair of fists, open-fingered right hand, and this pointing left hand as usual for a Cyclops figure. The appearance is really accurate to the comics. The shade of blue is perfect. The lines on the figure are golden, and the belt, wrist gauntlets, and those cuffs at the boots are separate pieces which are casted in gold as well. So in terms of paintwork, it really is good. Here's the back of the figure, which is quite accurate to his appearance in the comics. For the face, he has the red effect coming out from the corner of his eyes. I think it's homage to this comic cover. I wish that it comes with an alternate head that doesn't have that effect, or maybe that the effect is removable, so we can have a head without the effect. The red plastic really just go out of the corner of the eye. The paintwork around the mouth area is also really clean. There really isn't any paint blotch at all on my figure. Like I mentioned just now, the belt and the gauntlets are separate pieces. The belt has a peg and there's a notch there to make sure that the belt stays in place. Same goes at the boots. This is actually a separate piece, but it stays in place. These cuffs at the ankles cannot be removed, but it is a separate piece. And the thing about this body mold is that I think it is kind of inspired from the Vulcan body mold, but it is completely different. There is the line sculpted down the center of the torso, just like in the comics. And I really like the details of having the sculpted creases at some parts of the figure. For example, at the bicep here, at the elbow area, over here at the top of the thighs, at the knee area. And also the sculpt of the boot is that it is kind of like slightly loose fit, and the fit itself I think is also a new sculpt. Overall, the appearance and the sculpt of this figure is really good. And for articulation, the figure is on a normal ball hinge joint, able to look up this much and down. The head cannot tilt left and right, but of course it can rotate. Arms go up to the side this much. Bicep swivel. You can also see a bit of crease on this inner side of the bicep. Double hinge elbow joint, pinless, swivel and hinge joint on the wrist as usual. Butterfly joints. The shoulder ball is kind of able to touch the edge of the front, but at the back, the shoulder ball is not able to go all the way to the edge over here. Ab crunch to the front, only this much, and to the back. Waist swivel, this amount of split, this amount of Van Damme split. Legs go up to the front, this much. Thigh swivel, double hinge knee joint, pinless, calf swivel, and ankle, pivot, and hinge. Good articulation on this figure. And let's take a look at the early Hasbro Astonishing Cyclops. This one looks so bad compared to the new one. The yellow is really bright and the blue is kind of dark. Actually, the blue is quite okay on this figure, but the yellow is really just too bright. And the size is definitely smaller. The line at the back is also different. These figures still have the hinge joint on the fingers and this funny and outdated ankle joint. And here's another Cyclops that most have confused as being the Astonishing Cyclops. This costume is actually the one after he wore the Astonishing Cyclops. I think more towards the Marvel Now era. And it's really great that they paint the lips now, unlike last time, where the lips are not painted. It's really great that Cyclops now is not on the Bucky Cat body mold. And here's VHS Cyclops, which is on the Vulcan body. You can see the clear difference between the body sculpt of these two figures. This one really has defined muscles and doesn't have the sculpted creases. at the elbows and the thighs and some other parts as I've mentioned earlier. I can say bye-bye to this one. Good riddance. This Astonishing Cyclops figure is one of the best figures that Marvel Legends has released recently. The paintwork, the sculpt and articulation of the figure is really good. I guess the only minor downside is that it doesn't have a normal head without the eye effect. Considering how good the figure is, I think that's the only negative point about this figure. Thanks for watching. Do check out my other reviews at my channel.